welcome you all once again on this interesting session of HitCon Chai Pe Charcha, Chai with HitCon. Today, we are lucky to have a stalwart speaker with us, Dr. Sunil Jain sir from Indore. Along with that, my team members are also there, Dr. Mehul Shelat and Dr. Jashwant Darbar. Uh, Dr. Sunil Jain sir is a leading endocrinologist from Indore, and he runs one of the probably largest institution in central India, that is known as Total Diabetes Hormone Institute in Indore. Sir is an excellent academician as well as a good clinician, and he has used technology to the max in his practice, as I have seen in person, whether it is a mobile application for the patient, whether it is a patient flow management system, or whether it is the education videos, which is most important, empowering the patients. Everything you say, he has mastered the art of time management and make the life easy of patients and of course the doctors. So we are lucky to have a stalwart personality like Dr. Jain with us today. So without much ado, I will request Dr. Sunil Jain to start the session. Welcome, Dr. Sunil Jain sir.
Thank you, Dr. Pragnesh, for kind words of introduction and inviting me to talk on technology for time management in clinical practice. Now, the clinical practice as understand, we are all practicing in India in scenario where there are many limitations also. Time management becomes a very big issue, patient satisfaction. These are big challenges in our day-to-day practice. And very often I kept observing this when I started my practice, and I saw that busy physicians, busy consultants get burnout soon. By 10 to 15 years, they become a different human being because they did not followed the route to make their life easy. So now I am going to just take you through a small presentation. Obviously, in these 20-30 minutes, I cannot explain so many things, but I will try to give you some thought process so that in a busy practice, obviously, currently we are all free in these COVID days, but once everything starts, get back to the normal, and when you are in a busy practice, definitely if we go into utilization of technologies, though I understand this thing that most of the physicians, doctors, we are not very much, at least older generation, is not very much computer friendly, email friendly, etc. But now systems and devices are such that you need not to be an expert and you can very easily use technologies. So also, for example, I am not an engineer, but I have guided a lot of engineers to develop technologies for us. Because to my best of understanding, a technology developed by engineer by their own thinking will have a lot of good things, but simultaneously they may miss those important things which we doctors are looking for. And that's how in my case, since last 20 years, I am into these technology developments. And in these 20 years, I followed the reverse pathway that I am thinking, then guiding engineers, and that's how I did so many things. And that's how I run this center total. So the biggest problem is time. We all know we need time. We want obviously a comfort in the life, a good quality of life. But the problem in our medical profession is, unfortunately, we do not utilize our time in a good way. I see many doctors still who waste so much time on those tasks which anyone else also can do. So one important thing from my side will be, please look out those areas where you are not needed and others can do it, divert those works to them so that you can do a good time management. Now, in our OPDs, in busy OPDs, what happens many a times, patients are sitting, there are long waiting hours, and it's not because doctor is not having time, it is because of mismanagement of the system, that unnecessary a patient is waiting for 3-4 hours, which should not happen. Once upon a time, say 15, 20 years ago, when I had started my practice in Indore in 1995, 25 years ago, those days time was not an issue. Patients were willing to wait for 3 hours, 4 hours. But now things are changing. So looking to the current era, if you want to have a cool life, then obviously we will have to understand that if our time is important, a patient who is in waiting room, his time is also important. So time management has to be not only for ourselves, it has to be for patient also. And there we can utilize technologies very well. Attention needy patient selection, to whom you want to give more time. If we plan something, because it's very much possible in our practice to do this, and that's what I am doing here. Lot many questions keep asking us, lot many patients keep asking us many questions. Why? Because they sometimes really need the answer. Many times just a prescription is given to the patients without a disease explanation. Now the issue is how many patients you can explain their disease in a day. It's next to impossible. If you are going to explain their disease little more detail, it is going to take 10-15 minutes. It's difficult. So find out ways by which you can passively transfer information to the patient about their disease. Automatically they are empowered. And once a patient is empowered, they will follow you. You will understand what you are telling them. And then automatically your time for consultation will go down with such patients. Many times doctors do very bad phone call management as per my best understanding. You are in a busy OPD. One, you have unnecessarily told many patients to call you, which is not required. Many things you could have transferred them to self-handle, but every time now patient for small things is calling, that is one thing. And in addition, rather than in a busy practice all the time handling with the calls, if you develop some technology that calls are now listed, and when you are free for half an hour, you quickly finish one by one each call. So nothing disturbed, everything cool, and in that mode, you are in a comfortable zone, so you can talk to your patients very in a good language. Otherwise, what happens in a busy practice, 2, 3 phone call comes and a doctor's temperament goes out of control and unnecessary you start shouting. So all these things are preventable. So good phone call management will help you in a very, because this is one big issue in doctors' day-to-day practice. Then food and diet queries. This is another big issue, and this happens particularly in my diabetes practice. This is a very big challenge for us to handle. Then now a patient comes to you. Suppose you run a clinic and you send the patient for investigation. Patient comes to you on the next day, no issues. But suppose you are one of those who are having a setup. Now patient came to your place, there he gave sample, now the reports will come, and this patient has to wait for 1 hour or 2 hour or 3 hour, whatever is the time. Or otherwise also patient's OPD is busy and patient has to wait for 2 hours. So if doctor can do something so that patients are engaged, they're, they're occupied, they don't feel that they're unnecessarily waiting here for so many hours. So patient engagement. So these are all areas which I utilize here in my day-to-day practice through the help of technologies. Let me take an example. See, this can apply to all whether it is cardiology or whether it is gastroenterology or whether it is endocrinology, diabetes. In so many diseases, many questions are asked by our patients. For example, in case of diabetes, can it be cured? So many food queries. Can I manage it without initiating medicines? Is it essential to start me medicines? Now see, this one simple question is asked by every patient or every second patient to a doctor. And now if doctor has the way to convey this message in a right manner to this patient, then without wasting of time, your problem is solved. On the contrary, many times unnecessary lot of time goes for such queries. Side effects of drugs, how long I will have to take it, then all Ayurvedic, homeopathic, and kind of medication discussion will be asked. And then in diabetes practice, if I have to talk for insulin therapy, it becomes a huge big task for a patient to initiate, the fear of hypoglycemia. So many people, many times they ask you so many questions. And that's how the burnout phenomenon starts in the physicians. And now this is the era of technology. We have so many things, like so many softwares are there. There are, I believe, more than 600 apps are available only for diabetes. And for health, I don't know how many thousands of the various applications are there. And so many social media things going on simultaneously. And this is a big challenge because a lot of information which is fake, which is unwanted, unnecessary reaches among patients, and they now come to you with those queries. And now in day-to-day practice to answer every patient those kind of query again becomes a frustrating task for us. Then email management, etc., etc. So these are the many more technologies. So from my point of view, for working in total, I work on software as a technology, which is obviously essential. But when it comes to patient part, I believe that we have to utilize this smartphone. And this is the era of smartphone. Everybody is carrying this smartphone. So we have to try to develop the technologies through which we can transfer the information. And this information, if we can channelize, it goes in a right way to our patient, only to that information which is required for that particular patient. I cannot give so many information to a patient which is out of which many are irrelevant for them. And you can transfer anything through this smartphone, whatever message you want to transfer to these patients. So this is an area which has to be utilized in a smart way. We can do a lot of patient education. Those who want to do solve the patient's problem, answer questions, they can do also on the smartphones, go in person. I believe that this option should be used with certain restrictions. We cannot allow each and every patient to keep us sending queries because it becomes next to impossible to answer. And if you receive a query and don't answer, it is also not a good etiquette. So better do not create that facility. And if you have created that facility, then you have to make it sure that each and every question of a patient must be answered. We can utilize smartphone for appointments, and this is already going on. Reports, treatment, etc., being sent on the smartphones. Uh, Currently, these many things are happening through the small emails or WhatsApp media also. But for physicians, rather than giving our WhatsApp numbers and doing that task, we prefer to do through a technology which is specific to clinic only. And there, the patient education, I personally believe that this is the most important tool to empower our patient. And if you have transferred right science to your patient, most of the things are very easily settled from patient side. Now, to give you a glimpse, what I'm going to transfer you, I'm going to show you a few might thought process questions I am just raising for you to incorporate technology in clinical practice. Now, let us see this slide. This is one patient, first patient who has came to me who is hypothyroid. Thyroid function tests were advised, and now this patient is back in our OPD with the report. So just take a case. I have taken, because I am an endocrinologist, so all questions are for diabetes and thyroid, but you can replace it to for anything, including viral fever, to any kind of illness, hypertension, etc., etc. Suppose take the first case. Now on one day in 15 minutes, suppose you have seen these 4 patients. First patient was a hypothyroid. Patient was asymptomatic. You advise a thyroid report. Next day patient came to you with a report, or same day patient is ready with the report. This is one patient. So obviously after your consultation, this patient will come back now. Second patient is type 2 diabetes. He is a long duration of diabetes with nephropathy, retinopathy, neuropathy, many complications, and badly managed, high glucose, and obviously he requires insulin initiation and so many discussion. This is another patient you have seen again today morning. Third patient, you have seen a type 2 diabetes. Who was your follow-up patient? His past reports were normal. And now he is in front of you. You have advised few more investigations, and now again he is also in the waiting room. Another patient whose glucose control has been always good. He has many psychological issues. So he's interested just in more discussion. Obviously, because he is having a lot of psychological issue, not an organic problem. But he wants you to listen him and you to discuss his queries. That is what is his main objective. Now, such 4 patients have came. Now, one modality like receptionist working and sending the patients by sequence. That is also happens, that is also needed, that is also fine. But now see in such cases, what going to happen actually? Look at the first patient with hypothyroid. Obviously, I can clear this patient in 30 seconds. Not big work for me. On the contrary, the second patient who had so many things, obviously I have to talk at length with this patient, decide which insulin to initiate, glucose monitoring, guide him well and send. So I require 10-20 minutes discussion at least for this patient. Third patient is a diabetic. Okay, it may be new onset, but he came with the all report. I just advised 1 HbA1c, everything was fine. I may take 2 minutes, some more discussion. And the last patient who otherwise is not having any sickness, but try to understand human psychology. Such patient you can't dispose of in 30 seconds by telling that, okay, सब कुछ अच्छा है, तुम तो जाओ. No, they won't be satisfied. So patient satisfaction भी तो एक बहुत important हिस्सा है practice का to retain these patients. अब यदि आपके पास में कोई टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं है, तो ये पेशेंट सीक्वेंस में आएंगे, ऊपर नीचे कैसे भी आ सकते हैं. Now suppose your receptionist have sent Mr. SJ with many complications first to you. Now what will happen? Obviously, you will have to spend 20 minutes for this patient. And unnecessary, now your OPD is getting crowded. Right? So unnecessary rush is accumulating while this was very much avoidable. So if you have utilized technology, create some inputs, put those inputs in place so that when this patient comes back at the time of report, that's what I do here. When I see patients, in every patient, you can see this screen, in every patient, we put some inputs. And this is another a very big area, but I'm just trying to give you a glimpse. So now when we put certain inputs, what will happen? Automatically, my receptionist will understand that first patient who is for few seconds, let me clear this first. Then let me take the third patient. Then I can consider this patient who is having complications. And I tell you, this patient who is having just more discussion will wait for me for 2 hours. But his issue is when he is in front of me, though he does not have the 4th number patient, though he does not have any problem, I must talk him for long. So these all can be incorporated very easily in technology because you see the patient first. You can put on, enter these things into systems, and when each patient come back to you, you know about them. And that's what I do here. So we have developed these technologies in a way that my whole staff in the center, whatever they have observed in whatever patient, they put some information so that I am automatically updated. So that is what my suggestion. These are software platform. You can utilize the same things in an Excel sheet model, which is shared between the two. If you don't want to go in such a way, big way, such just put few remarks so that when the patient comes back, your staff can know. So there are many ways. That is one component by which you can do a very good time management, because now sequence will be automatically go in a way that quick patients you can quickly clear. Diet, etc. So many kind of discussion goes on. That's what I talk here in PGCDM in quite depth. And I have developed the technologies to transfer the diet knowledge automatically on patient's app. And we can print the same diet chart also. And these diet charts we always create on the basis of treatment, not a standard diet chart to every patient. Because in diabetes, it is the treatment which will decide. For example, a patient who is on basal insulin and a patient who is on 50-50 insulin cannot have the same diet chart. because their exogenous insulin therapy is going in a different vein system. So their meal-related glucose must also go in a different way in a system. So that's what we have done. We have created all these technologies through which we can transfer which diet, which option, and that's how I transfer this knowledge to the patients. And the same information can be discussed and printed by our dietitians also. So that's another area. And any patient coming to Total, they are supposed to, we have developed this app. And for app, we have developed a lot of detailed things into this. At the end of this presentation, I will tell you what else we have done. So you can see this is the app where look at the three big circles. One is my knowledge, one is my diet, and second is my Total. These are the three important blocks. And in my Total, we keep all the information about my center. So whatever queries patient have, facilities, when we work, etc., everything is there. Just click that button and they will know everything about the center. In my diet, I transfer every information related to their diet. And for this, I require just few seconds. Everything is automatic. And similarly, I am involved into development of many videos, animations, documents for patient reading, which should be specific to the patient. So depending on the type of disease, I transfer that information into my knowledge section. So this is the screen for me through which I decide what education or what information I need to transfer, and we do few clicks and all the information goes to the patient's smartphone. You can see that's how is our diet. We give them ideal body weight, BMI, calorie requirement, at what time they should eat, even their diet distribution by graph and the paper distribution diet chart. Everything goes in 1 second. So a lot of time management becomes easy. And if patient does not have a smartphone, the same diet chart will be printed, explained. Otherwise, also, even if the patient has a smartphone, we also print and keep in the file. But more important, we have provided them a big piece of information which is always with them. And this is one very important area. This is patient education. So in my knowledge section, we keep creating many videos. I'll give you an example. Today, I started basal insulin therapy in a patient single shot. Obviously, any insulin therapy cannot be just initiated. It has to be titrated. And for titration, patient has to do glucose level and then decide the insulin dose. Now, one way, patient is calling you every third, fourth day, seventh day, whatever frequency you asked him, and asking you, sir, what to do next. So now that's how you have increased a telephone burden on your head, which is fully avoidable. On the contrary, I transfer a good information to the patient that, okay, click my first video, I have transferred you, and go through it. And once you go through it, you will understand how to handle it. And how I utilize this, I give this information during their waiting time. So before they meet us, they have already very well informed about these areas. For example, a patient does not want to start medication. I'll give them a video. What is the role of medicines in diabetes? I'll tell him, ऐसा करो, बीच में देख भी लेना, फिर बात करेंगे. So when now this patient comes back to you, you will see that because of their knowledge level, their queries level has gone down. They are more satisfied, and automatically your consultation time goes down. So in my opinion, apart from teamwork, patient empowerment for a physician. For surgery, they have to take on a OT table, operate, and the matter is closed. For physicians, these patients are for a long time. So it's very important that we have to keep cool. We should do a good time management in practice, and we have to keep our patients very well satisfied. And that's how the physician practice goes. And so in the physician practice, I believe that this is an important utilization. So what I have done, what I had shown you, the Total Touch technology, we have developed another technology through, because these all technologies, we are working with the software companies who work for us. And I have guided them, and we have developed one more technology called Practice Ad. So a replica of this Total app, more or less, I am trying to create, and I am creating a lot of video animations which doctors can utilize. and I have created the platform where you can create your own video and they can run through the app, and this app will behave like your own clinic's app. And that's how we can make our work easy. So my suggestions to improve time management in day-to-day clinical practice, we must find out time-consuming areas and settle them. We should search the solution based on infrastructure. What kind of practice we are doing? Single chamber, two, three chamber, a small center, a big center. Every setup will have its own benefits and limitations. And that's what we have to understand. Distribution of work. And obviously for using technology, you will require some manpower. And with this, if we do good patient work, then it will help to us as well as patients in terms of time management and will improve a lot of patient satisfaction. And in physician practice, it is the prescription alone doesn't matter. Whatever your prescription may be of a very high quality, but if the physician was not convincing, transferring information in the right way to the patient, this patient is unsatisfied. So it's important that apart from a good prescription, we should have a good way to inform the right things to the patient so that they are empowered, satisfied, and they can manage their disease in a good way. So we understand time is precious, but simultaneously we waste it unnecessarily. So, and in this era of technologies, every second is important. And that's what I had understood 20 years ago, and that's how I entered into this zone. And I believe that 5-10 seconds is not a small time. So in a busy OPD particularly, it's important time also. And we have to make it sure that we utilize every second of our time in such a manner that we can do a good patient work as well as a good quality of life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for a very informative talk. Sir, there are some couple of questions that what is the patient satisfaction ratio? Because most of the patients, they wanted to hear from the doctor.
Yes.
They insist on the doctor talking to them, and I think many of the senior citizens actually, in fact, they come to talk to the doctor rather than taking medicines. So how critically you can handle this part?
Yeah. So ultimately, I have to talk to the doctor. I did not deny that.
Right.
Now, with the technologies, what you can do, if you understood that these are the common areas, suppose you see that these senior citizens or whatever kind of practice is there are 3 or 4 points which are very often asked by them. Now, I suggest you that you yourself create some good document or a video, and now let them see it before they consult you.
Okay.
So what will happen? The earlier consultation time, which was 10 minutes, will be get reduced to 2 minutes.
Right.
Because now ultimately you are speaking. So that's what I was talking about, the practice at technology which we have developed. We will encourage doctors to send the video and we will put it then on their clinic only. So now when a patient is in front of you and you know these queries, so before sending to the reports, you will request them that please aap ye bhi dekh lena. And now when this patient comes back to you, you will see that ultimately you are going to meet him. That is what is true for me also.
Okay.
But it's the quantum of time which get reduced. That's what I want to convey.
Okay. And have you seen that, sir? There is a second question that have you seen that because of use of technology, the compliance with the drugs or compliance with the insulin acceptance has increased?
Increased or decreased?
Increased.
Yeah, see, compliance about the drug, ultimately, if a patient knows subject well, science well, a disease well, then automatically compliance will go little up. But obviously, these technologies will give them additional knowledge. Few things we will also communicate. Though there are many apps and tools reminding the patient on the medications, etc. I don't feel that in Indian population it works well. So if they know the importance that why I should take it, then they follow it. And for that, we have to transfer this information to them.
Okay, and for do you think that one Ahmedabadi question from here? How cost effective is such tools in comparison to spending time with the patient?
Spending time with the patient, obviously, how you value your time. That's how that's how will be the time there, right? But these technologies are very cost effective. Now see, if you will talk on the development front, if you to develop it from a scratch, it will be very expensive for you. For a
True.
person like me who developed it from scratch, it has been very expensive for us, right?
Right.
But when now I have taken it to the next level and we have developed it for masses. Now where when it goes to that way, then it is very much cost effective. Cost I consider it more or less free kind of way now. So
Okay.
so cost effective wise, it is very much cost effective.
And how about the acceptance on the part of patient? Means the educated patient accept it well, or average population accept these things well?
Now I tell you one more thing here about the cost effectiveness, and then I'll come to your this point also. Cost effective means you will require at least one or two staff extra to utilize the technology because you cannot do everything. So at
Yes.
least patient little explanation about the app or little explanation about the registration. This job you cannot do. This work we will have to transfer to someone else. So
Right.
one or two person will be needed to utilize the technology. Now, many doctors are still in practice of putting on papers in the patient's file with the knowledge. And I tell you, how many patients of you read those files?
Right.
And I tell you, after 10 years, nobody will read it. Because with the time, the WhatsApp, viewing video, and viewing things on phone has become human habit.
Right.
And these social media platforms have made our even elderly patients more comfortable on these technologies.
True.
So
Right.
if you utilize these technology nowadays, there is no bar educated, uneducated, doesn't matter. Everybody is already using them and you are giving just something which is parallel to it. So it's very easy for them to understand. It's not something not big or new for them.
Right. Yes, sir. Cost. Okay. Fine. But sir, the only thing, matlab, the doctor has to be proactive, and as you rightly said, you have to identify the pain points in your practice. Then only you can develop things.
Yes.
You have to find out the time-consuming areas in everyone has to find out time-consuming areas in their practice.
Analyze yourself, analyze your own practice
Right.
and find out which are the pain points for you and find out the easy ways how to solve them.
And sir, what is your opinion about the various apps that are flourishing around for booking an appointment, online appointment, these, that, and that? How do you see the acceptance of such things?
No, actually, these are many kind of models going on, including telemedicine model. I also get so many messages and calls about this that we can enroll you onto these things. Now, one is the telemedicine part where you want to give a advice and charge to the patient. That is one model. And second is just appointment for which right from just a dial to so many companies working on it.
Yes.
Now depends on what level of practice we are doing. So those people who are easily their reception is available for appointments to their patients, I don't feel that these are going to make a big difference.
Okay.
And as far as the telemedicine component is concerned, unfortunately, except a few places in India like Mumbai, where patients may be interested in paying to the doctors, in our day-to-day practice, we hardly see 10-15% patients who are willing to pay for a telemedicine consultation.
Yeah.
This is one limitation which we will have to accept.
Yes.
If you become too forceful on that, then you are not seen as a good person, good human
Yes.
being. So that's how we have to balance it out. And that's how I believe that this distance management system may be valid for few areas only, not for all areas. Like in your Gujarat, I don't think it is going to work. In our Indore, it is not going to work.
Sir, for most of the doctors,
Yeah.
using technology practice is limited to either using electronic health record, that is EHR normally they are using, and max to max this appointment booking platforms, and maybe reminders, sending reminders on the part of the patient that your consultation is due to say. What is the easiest thing or which is the most doable thing that you think that the individual doctor without deep pockets or without much technological support can do?
So that is what I am working on. I had already shown you my total app.
Yes.
So I have created a replica of this total app, which is called PA Practice Aid app, means helping on to make the practice easy.
Okay.
Now, suppose you want to utilize that app, what you will have to do, whatever methodology, finally you will get this Practice Aid app.
Right.
Now, what happens through this app? You can transfer. Now, when your patient comes to your clinic, he downloads this app, and this goes only for your clinic purpose. It doesn't show any other doctor. It is specific to you only. It is
Right.
as if you have developed this app.
Okay.
Now there is no investment. Now,
Yes.
lot of back-end information we are putting. For example, in diabetes practice, whatever you require to the share and discuss with the patient is already there. You can transfer. In
Okay.
addition, suppose you yourself are innovative. You have created a lot of many things. You just place it in the admin section of the app. We will place it. Once it is placed, now it is visible on your screen. You transfer to your patient, and that's how, in a practically no investment, you find a way to specifically transfer the information to the specific patient.
Okay.
You can send also appointment reminder, everything. And then see, in this era of technology, patient also feel good that okay, my doctor has done this thing for me. He has his own platform kind of thing. Because I understand for each and every doctor, it won't be easy way. Because in technologies, you understand what we visualize and many times what we get as a product, there may be huge differences.
True. Absolutely.
That's what I have understood in so many years. And that's how I worked on this area.
Right. Darbar Sahib, Abhay, any questions from your side?
No, that's fine. Very good presentation, sir.
Thank you.
We enjoyed a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. This takes us to the end of the session. It is really a very motivating session that the doctors need to work on the pain points in the clinic, the time-consuming areas, and how technology can be put it to work rather than putting your precious time. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.